The effectiveness of military aircraft is growing as fast as the United States economy. Just imagine, a modern combat plane requires 60 times less bombs to strike a target than for the fighters of the Second World War era. The stuffing of modern planes is impressive, but in history, there are examples that you look at and think, holy Christ, how did they do that? What would shock you more? A giant plane which resembles a flying city, or a plane which can ascend up to a suborbital height and fly 6 times faster than the speed of sound? We made a list of the most powerful military planes in the history of aviation. The first half of the 20th century was a real era of gigantomania in technology. This trend on having the biggest of everything also influenced aviation. For example, the Soviet Kalinin K-7 plane of the 1930s was the largest propeller aircraft in history, which was capable of taking off with piston engines. The length of the wings was 174 feet or 53 meters. In comparison, a modern and effective bomber of the US, the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II, has a wingspan of 33 to 45 feet or 10 to 13 meters, depending on the model. So already 90 years ago, the Kalinin K-7 was a 5 times larger plane. And this monster didn't operate on jet engines, they hadn't been invented yet, but used ordinary internal combustion. In order to lift the 21 tons of its own mass, it needs around 24 powerful motors. The power of the main one is 750 horsepower, which is more than many modern race cars. The plane was able to transport 16 tons of bombs and was armed with 16 artillery guns. A scary thing to look at, right? In addition, it could climb to a height of more than 18,000 feet or 5,500 meters and traveled at a speed of 145 miles or 234 kilometers per hour. A pretty good speed for those times. But only one such plane took flight in 1933. After a few test flights, there was an accident during the landing. A fire started and 15 people became victims. What do you think? Would it be effective in battle or just turn into an easy target for fighter planes? But maybe the strength of a military plane isn't in its size, but for example, in its speed. How about the ultra-modern concept plane of the future, with jet engines flying faster than the speed of sound? Maybe it will soon be actually made. Well, for now, the fastest piloted fighter jet in the world is the North American X-15. It's hard to imagine